So today sucked, and we're here to tell you all about it. I'm Triss Leder.
And I'm Forrest Leder, and we're talking life, health, and sanity, and finding sunshine in the rain. So, Triss, why did today suck?
Today sucked because I went and got a massage.
Yeah,
Which didn't suck. That was amazing.
that's good.
We are blessed. We have a great little massage parlor that's like 3 minutes from our house, and they're fabulous. What sucked, though, is while I was gone, my son managed to split his scalp open.
That sucked.
Yeah. So I got done with my massage, and I called my wonderful husband and said, can I pick up anything at the store on my way home for dinner? And he said, well, no, I think we're all right. I said, is everything okay? Well, it is now. And I guess that, well, do you want to tell the story?
Sure.
Go for it.
Sure. Well, I had called to talk to my nephew on his new phone, and we were having a great conversation. He was telling me stories. I especially loved the story that he told me about how they went biking today, and it started to rain, and they were on a long bike ride, and so they were just freezing cold and stuff as they got back. He said his fingers were curved stiff, and it took him a little while to warm up. But
Hey,
my favorite...
It's the middle of October in western Montana. He's lucky it wasn't snowing.
Yeah. But he told me that they had a really good laugh because it looked like his dad, my brother, had a serious case of diarrhea because of riding in the mud.
This is the first I've heard this part of the story.
Which I thought was spectacular.
Well, I mean, you have to add the part in that it's your younger brother. So
well, they're all younger, but yes.
Yeah.
And so I was enjoying my conversation with my nephew, and then I hear this kind of clang, and then my son starts screaming. And so I said, I have to go. And I dropped my phone and ran, like literally just dropped it. Didn't run with it. It was just boom on the ground. And I ran up the stairs and find that my son is bleeding from his scalp wound, which I didn't know how serious it was or anything yet.
Well, those head wounds, man, they can be like barely a paper cut and they will bleed flipping everywhere.
That's true. So like when the blood started running down his face, he lost it more.
He told me later, he's like, I didn't realize it was actually blood. I thought it was tears. I'm like, coming from your hair? Okay, buddy.
And then, come to find out they had been playing with one of those like bungee straps, and it had slipped out of our daughter's hand and flung around her loft bed to hit him on the top of the head, which was no fun. Poor buddy.
He's fine, by the way. The cut seriously was not very big. Like, not even emergency room or super glue worthy. He's fine.
Yeah. But, and great thing. Our daughter, was a champ helper. She felt so bad that her brother got hurt, and I told her to run and grab the emergency kit and where to find it, or the first aid kit.
Mm-hmm.
And she did. She brought it back, so we got gauze on there and stuff, and got him taken care of. And then, like, God was providing, what I needed in that situation. My dad texts me. My dad is a pediatric nurse, and says, checking in. He does that sometimes, just saying, hey, I haven't heard from you in a while. You know, how are things? And he just says, checking in. So.
And you were like, in text form, right?
No, I just FaceTimed him right there.
Just right there. Like, here, Dad, look. Fortuitous
timing. What do I do about this?
And he pretty much said, gauze is good.
No, well, he said basically rinse it, wash it with soap only if it's like
yeah, he's
dirty.
6. We did not do that.
And he said because it'll sting and that won't be good. But he said just open air and stuff. And I showed it to him. He's like, yeah, it doesn't look like it's very deep, so just give him rinse it and it'll be okay. And a little bit of encouragement after he made his dad joke, which is always going to be old.
Oh, no.
He said, don't worry, buddy. We're not going to have to cut it off.
When has that ever helped an upset child?
Helps.
It never helps. It always makes them more upset because until they hit like teenage years and then they're not that upset about it, like they think you're serious.
There was a possibility you were going to.
Yeah, that was actually going to be a thing. You were going to have to. How would that even work? Like, yeah, that has never helped in the history of ever.
Oh, Grandpa. So yeah, and I bet that was great for you too, because you're like,
I'm never leaving the house.
I'm going to do self-care. Our son had a serious injury. No.
No.
Like here, I can never ever do anything out of the house because that's when bad things happen. So naturally, I feel like a great father.
Well, and you would think, knowing me and the amount of anxiety and worry that I have about flipping everything, right?
Uh-huh.
You would think that would be my sort of go-to.
Uh-huh.
And my brain, after phone call, and I was sitting in the car and actually had to go to the grocery store after that, my brain, who hates me, did try to go down that path, that logic path with me. Of, well, let's check this out for a second. Tristan, won't this be fun? How about you never get to leave the house ever again, because this is what happens when you leave. And I'm actually pretty proud of myself because I told it where to stick it and I didn't go down that path. And while I'm joking about it with you, I don't feel that way.
That's good.
It's a thing that could have happened at any point, and there's literally nothing different that I could have done to prevent it, and I couldn't have helped really any differently. I wouldn't have done anything different than you did. I would have done exactly what you did, and then I would have called either your dad or my sister, who's a doctor, and said, is this right, or do I need to take him in to have his head glued back together?
Right.
Which we've done before with our daughter, who cut her forehead open and took her in, and they glued it, and it was all fine. But
yeah, and I did after bolting from the phone conversation with my nephew. I called him back later and said, "Hey, buddy, I'm sorry I had to run like that, and Jaron got hurt, but he's okay, and everything is okay, and I was having a fun time talking with you, and let's do that again." Yeah,
totally.
So.
Totally. Our nephew's really interesting. He's 12.
Uh-huh.
He's like a whole person now. It's not like talking to a kid. He's like a whole person you can have a conversation on the phone with. Our kids, God love them, you can't. It's very difficult to have a cohesive conversation on the telephone with them.
Yeah.
But
yeah, so and in reality, I felt like a pretty good dad.
Yeah. That stuff happens.
We got him cleaned up, and then he asked me, "Why did you drop your phone?" And I said, "Well, buddy, because you're more important than my phone." And that made him smile, and
I was going to say, he didn't really have much to say after that. I don't think.
So
I think that was a ponderous moment for him.
And so, yeah, it was, that was, I think, hopefully a moment that really secures for him relationship stuff that lasts for a long time. But
I think so.
Yeah.
So I was thinking about this a little bit earlier this evening, that the thing of, so these bungee cords, they're just like the stretchy cords with the 2 metal hooks on each end to put around whatever. And we've had a few floating around the house for various things. And we have told the both of them multiple times, don't play with those, please. They will snap. Somebody will let go of it, whatever, and you will not like it. Do they listen? No. Did we put them up out of reach like we probably should? No, we didn't. But that's beside the point right now. We're not focusing on that. Multiple times of don't play with those. They are not toys.
Mistakes were made.
It's not about us right now. It's about them. So I'm just saying.
Okay.
And I was thinking about that my daughter brought the offending stretchy cord into our room as she was getting ready for bed. And I walked in and she was like trying to hide it like behind our laundry hamper, like way in the back. But I was like, what are you doing? Well, I brought this in here and I'm hiding it so that we don't do any, so we don't play with it. So I was like, are you going to play with that ever again, whether it's out or not? And she's like, no. Do you think Jaren's ever going to play with those ever again? No. Okay. Well, you put it there if you want, but I don't think you need to hide it. I don't think this will be an issue. And it kind of got me thinking about learning lessons the hard way. And how there are things, I know we've all experienced this outside of being a kid, that somebody tells you, or don't do that. That's not gonna suck. That's not gonna go well. And you big fat do it anyway.
Yeah.
And it may not snap back at you the first time or the second time, but it does at some point.
Yep.
And then you learn that. Why do we do that? Why don't we just listen the first time to our friends or family or parents or our conscience? Why do we do that? Why do we have to test out if that stovetop is hot or not with our hands?
It's interesting. I've heard it said that you're going to learn from experience. Mm-hmm. But wisdom is when you learn from someone else's experience. Mm-hmm. And so I think that it's just that thing of wisdom, of being able to say, I can trust other people's experience. Mm-hmm. I don't have to try that. Mm-hmm. And I also do believe that saying that, wisdom comes with age, but sometimes age comes alone.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah. I mean, we all do dumb stuff. If you raise your hand to say I don't do dumb stuff, you're lying. But it's just so interesting to me that part, like, in some ways, none of us grow out of that. Trying to accept other people's wisdom or whatever can so often be, oh, am I that boring? Jeez.
Oh. It's late again, and she's giving me a hard time.
Mm-hmm. Of course I am.
Here I am. I am, just absolutely following through on what we promised we were going to do. Mm-hmm. And someone was like, oh, are you sure you want to do it? And I was like, yes, let's go do it. And now she's giving me a hard time for being tired at 12:30.
Yeah. I completely lost track of what I was saying. But,
Wisdom.
I wish I had more of it.
Me
I really,
too.
really do. And I wish our kids would listen to ours more. I think that's about all I got.
Do we have to have more of it before they start to have more of it?
No, I think we have enough for them at the moment. You know, I'm hoping that by the time they are needing more wisdom than we currently have, we will have gained more. That's part of, like, that's why kids have to grow up at a slow pace. Because if they grow up really, really fast, then they outpace our
ability to parent them well.
Our ability to parent them well. Yeah, exactly. That's exactly right.
Yeah. So, even though bad things can happen, we still need to take time away.
Yes.
And we need to try personally to learn from other people's experience.
And don't play with the bungee cord.
That's right.
Well, I think that's about it for us tonight. If you want to chat with us, we are both on Twitter at Triss_Joy.
And at Fearless Leader.
And we'd love to hear your personal stories of playing with bungee cords, as it were. So I guess that means...
We'll see you next time, suckers.